Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll love that. That was great. Oh, what am I doing here? What character is this? The Tangerine Knight. Okay. Let me see. What level is she? 53. Can I even do an episode with her? Let's see. We're not going to do any of the more Joula ones because we've already done those. Actually, I tried to do Para Peckham the other day, but the stream was like, nah, man. So I guess we could try that one now, or I mean, there's plenty of stuff we can try. Let me see. Anything I've not done? Sunrise, the Once and Future Agent, Temporal Ambassador, Temporal Front. I wasn't crazy about these temporal episodes. They were kind of eh. New Frontiers. New Frontiers was okay. My Pokemon codes were, well, yeah, it's only one code. Whenever, like I said, whenever you buy a starter deck, it gives you a code. This, I found the card. I had actually put it in a drawer somewhere and I forgot about it. But yeah, you put the code in and it gives you all the cards that you had in that starter deck into your account. Excuse me. And they're all tradable, which is neat. And on top of that, it gave me 2 extra boosters, which I did not know was going to happen, so that's good. So, and I haven't opened the boosters. I left the boosters there just so I could open them on a stream. You know, because figure, well, you know, people like seeing people open boosters. Speaking of opening boosters, I opened Duel Links a little while ago. Got some more gems, so I got 6 more packs. I'm more than halfway through that box again. I think I have like 82 packs left. And remember how I was trying to get that one Synchro Speed Ride card? I've gotten almost every single super rare and ultra rare in the box already. Still haven't gotten one of those stupid Speed Ride cards. That one Synchro that I want, still haven't gotten it. Konami is definitely trolling me. Because seriously, I'm getting every other card, every other ultra rare, every other super rare. All of those I don't want. I'm getting all of those easily. And you would think, okay, we're more than halfway through the box. Since there's 2 copies of that card, I should have gotten at least one. You know, same thing with the last time I was opening the box. I went more than halfway through. Again, I should have gotten at least one, but I didn't. I didn't get anything. And yeah, I just don't I don't know what's going on there, man. It's weird.
I am the leader of a Vulcan research team studying the unique ecology of the planet Pavo.
Let's see. This gives
Starfleet has informed me that an ion storm is active in the...
Kind of don't want to do that one then. Let me go to a different character. I may just do a little housekeeping here instead of doing an actual mission. I mean, I can still do a mission if I want, but let's see, what's this? This is a that's a tactical. I actually prefer. Oh, she looks cool. I actually prefer science or engineering officers. I'm not crazy about tactical officers. What is this one? Oh, that's, oh, I remember that ship. I don't have to use the ship. I can just, you know, go and do some ground stuff. Yeah, I already did some stuff earlier this morning, like way early this morning, like at 3 in the morning when I couldn't sleep. Let's see. Repair hull space. Complete Borg TFOs. Let me check some stuff here. Yep, Tholian Recluse Carrier. This is a crazy ship. Engineering skills are all set. Let me change up my layout here real quick. This looks a little all bunched up there. Okay, so it says I have to do Borg TFOs, which I'm not crazy about doing Borg space, but I kind of want to do these. Complete the binary circuit TFO. I think that's Borg. Oh, that's ground. Oh, okay, it is ground, but it's, yeah, it's Borg ground. Borg disconnect. Let me just see which other Borg options I have, because there used to be a couple of really good Borg space ones, but infected conduit I do not like. Cure found. Borg disconnected. Ooh, did not like that. Hive onslaught. Yeah, I don't really like any of these. Yeah, conduit, people always screw that up. Kittimer and Stasis was actually fun. That's ground, though. Cure found. I guess we can... Let me see. Hive disconnect. I think this is the easier one. I guess we're gonna give it a try. I just hope it doesn't take too long. Well, I mean, it's one of the endeavors, so hopefully this one too. Well, I still could do binary circuit. What marks does this give? Fleet marks and something else. It's Toina. And guess what, man? It is Wednesday, my dudes. Binary circuit. It's ground. Two teams simultaneously race through a Borg cooperative cube filled with challenges. The mergers seem to reach their goals. The victor. Really? Okay, it's weird. Update. I think I got Conrad mad at me. I made a joke. I posted one of the Frog Wednesday memes, and I said, "Meanwhile in Peloton," and I posted it, and it had a whole bunch of imagery from Egypt. And he writes back, "That's Egypt." And I'm like, Egypt, Peloton, what's the difference? Kind of making fun of the fact that a lot of Americans don't really understand that certain areas, certain countries are not the same. I was making fun of myself early, but I don't think he took it too well. He was like, "Screw you, man. We're not Egypt." But apparently Peloton's fine. I actually entered a contest to win a Peloton. Obviously, I didn't win, because I'd be sitting here talking about a $3,000 exercise bike. Wow, this is taking its time, huh? I really don't want to do binary circuit, but what? Competitive marks. Oh, wow! I really don't want to do that. I don't like competitive marks. So yeah, well, you get a choice of marks, but well, heck. I'm gonna have to wait a bit probably, so I guess let's get over to defer real quick. Oh, speaking of which, I think I mentioned it in chat, or not in chat, but in you gotta eat 2 large pizzas for a challenge. I can't do that. I love pizza, but I can't eat that much pizza. Oh, but I was gonna say, they mentioned, in fact, they already started talks on another plan to do possibly more stimulus. Meaning possibly some people may get some more money. We don't know how that's gonna go though. It's still very early in the whole process. I hope it doesn't take too long, man, because some people don't have very long until they get tossed from their homes which is not good. Yeah, my girl's gonna go out here and just storm the Borg in a skirt. Does she have any other outfits? Let's see. Open top, mirror skirt, mirror, maroon, temp, dark skirt. I don't even know what these are. Cropped? What is cropped? Oh. Oh, that's probably a bathing suit. Hold on. Bajora top. Okay, that looks weird. Damn, man, she's stacked. Well, I'll try something less distracting. I like that. I mean, that looks good, but it's just, you know, it's impractical. Why is she in battle? Oh. Oh, the Borg apparently see me. The Borg are like, come here. We want you. Here, have some mine. Oh. It looks like my buddies here decided, oh, okay, we'll just shoot them for you. Okay, that works. She got big titties. Well, she looks tall. I wonder, is she a tall girl? Oh, this is a mirror outfit. That looks cool. That seems a little more practical. She's got pants. Let me see what else we got. That's pants. That looks alright. I'll use that one. Oh, that looks okay too with the darker colors. Okay, well, we'll just go with this. Yeah, I should probably go and see how tall she is. She looks tall. She can stand in your mirror. Okay. Well, she has red hair. She's Irish, apparently. We're gonna remodulate these. Because apparently these guys don't know how to remodulate their own turrets. Let's see. Yeah, oh, there we go. Nice. Task Force operation is ready. Very good. That's what I was waiting for. That's the only reason I was doing this. Is just to wait until, you know, so I don't just stand around, just on float around in space. Okay. And, oh, which one did we sign up for? I don't even remember. I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, okay.
I am 7 of 9. In this instance, I speak for the Cooperative. Many Borg were disconnected from the Collective when the Borg Queen was defeated in the Hive. She survived and downloaded herself into this Unimatrix. Now she is compelling any vessels with disconnected Borg to return for reassimilation. You must upload a virus to the disconnected Borg ships before they reach these towers. If the ships reach these emitter points, the Borg Queen will begin to reassimilate them. The Cooperative will not be able to assist in this endeavor. The longer they stay, the greater the risk of reassimilation.
That's interesting. And I'm in a carrier, so check it out. I get all these little ships. I need to move this. It looks a little weird. Okay. Give me a little more room to see here. Oh, well, here we go. I guess we're starting. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I guess we're going to figure it all out. I know this is a tanky kind of ship, so it doesn't turn very well at all. Let's see. Oh, we got some probes here. You have no idea what you're doing, but you're gonna do it. I guess I succeeded there. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this one. Oh, okay. I think the idea is... Okay, I think I got it now. So I don't want these disconnected probes to get there, because then, okay, they'll get reassimilated. Stop shooting! Restore. No, stop shooting at me! You should be shooting at my little ships. That's what they're there for. I got a dot on me. That's why it's not letting me do this. had somebody with me, but they took off on me. I don't know where they are now. I think they're over there. This ship is kind of crazy. Ooh, I think I leveled up or something.
I'm picking up a massive disturbance in fluidic space. Species 8472 is approaching.
That's what we need. Well, at least these ships aren't that hard to defeat. Even for a tank, I'm doing really well. I still have a damn it, I still have a dot on me. Get off me, Dot. Damn it. His real name is D-Tuner. Ooh, what's... Oh, a planet killer.
The Undine will destroy the disconnected Borg ships. Stop them.
So, well, hold on. Do you want me to kill these Borg, or do you want me to kill the Undine? Come on, we gotta make up our minds here. Crap, I destroyed one of my ships. I wish y'all had a, theater. I could have somebody playing with me here. Instead of me just kind of doing these. I mean, I don't mind doing these, but it's always more fun with friends. Oh, a disconnected cube. Go on, Cube, get out of here. Yeah, Turner couldn't get a computer like he had planned. He's still waiting, I think. Last I checked, he was waiting. Go back. Y'all gotta join some of those PC giveaway contests, man. Yeah, I know. The things get a little loud here. Oh crap. Good. Gone. Looks like my
I'm detecting Looking
My
something
teammates
on
can
an
handle
intercept
this.
course. Quite sizable.
I'll adjust the in-game volume here. Stay there. You're unemployed? I thought you could. Oh, I didn't know that. It's because the whole COVID thing. Well, that's why I was mentioning earlier that Congress is trying to pass another bill. But we don't know if it's going to happen. Oh, is this the Borg Queen?
The Vault have a ship designed to fight Borg. Destroy it before it attacks the Cooperative.
It's a little hard for me to do this 7. I've got cubes on me and torpedoes. Rifts. No, you were. Oh, okay. So you were essential, but now you're not essential. So now you're essentially out of luck. Oh, stop shooting me! Our shields are failing. Leave me alone about that. Yeah, that's how they get along over in Detroit. They just stare at each other. Because there's no jobs in Detroit, man. I mean, there are some jobs, but not like it used to be. Come on, stop hitting me. I'm trying to save this cube, but I can't. There we go, nice. Cube. Detroit used to have a ton of jobs. They used to have the auto industry. But when they went through a downturn like in the 80s, in the 90s, a lot of those companies took off. And they just never went back. There's still a couple of factories in Detroit, but not like it was. Like, I mean, Detroit was pretty much called the Motor City. That's how they got the nickname. Because that's where all the cars are made. Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, all of those. They all got made over there. Not so much anymore though. I think if they brought back some of those jobs, Detroit could really recover. this point, yeah, there's really not too much we can disrupt them. Like how it was. That hurt. Oh,
The
here comes the
collective
Borg
will
Queen.
not fall here. I will not allow it.
Okay, that's the Borg Queen.
You will be eliminated.
And those are the Voth. And that's the Undine. Ooh, this should be interesting.
3 dreadnoughts, but they're attacking one another. This is your chance.
Okay, good. So they're attacking each other. Oh, that's the Borg Queen. Okay. I say we go to the Queen. Kill the Queen. Kill the Queen. Guys are getting another You know what I found interesting? This game is super popular in Germany. Like, there are a lot of German players. A lot of them speak English, so you can't really tell. But there are a lot of German players in this game. Star Trek is really, really good. There's even some fleets. A fleet is basically like a ship. There are even some fleets here that are all about Germany. Like they only take German ships. Which is kind of understandable because some people, some Germans just don't speak English. So they would rather pair with people that will just if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember a French fleet. I think. Borg Queen. Really, how am I soloing the Borg Queen and they're having such a hard time with fucking dragon? This is kind of weird. I mean, Borg Queen is no joke. But I'm tanking her perfect. Oh, I do have a lot. Yeah, I got my one friend over here. To be fair, these boss shots are tough. They're super tough. I could probably move these down here just so I can set them easier. Oh, there we go. Oh, now we have to put it in. That's basically three dreadnoughts right here that we had to take out. But they were fighting each other too. So oh, was somebody sharing their shield with me? Okay, that's okay. I think they realized I was tanking. And so they're like, here, have some shield. There we go.
Thank you for your assistance. We will assist the disconnected Borg you rescued. If they wish to join the cooperative, they will be welcome to do so. But they will not be compelled to do so. They are free to choose the life they want. Someday the cooperative will be able to provide aid to Starfleet, but at this time their numbers are too few. One day, however, they could be a formidable force.
it seems weird because, like, again, this is a character from the show. It seems like every time they try to remake the characters here in the game, the men look okay, they look fine, but the women always look a little odd. Like with her eyes look too big. It just seems weird. It doesn't look natural. It's just so weird. Is Darth Vader on here? No. It's a different series. It is Darth Vader, not Dark Vader. I'm sure you were joking. There are some Star Wars games that out there. There isn't one like this. Like, this is an MMO. What's the name of that Star Wars game? I mean, there's a lot of them out there. But I think the latest one was it Battle. What was it? Let me see. Star Wars. What was it called? I remember it came out in like 2018. And it ran into a lot of problems. Oh yeah, Star Wars The Old Republic. That's an MMO type Star Wars game. I've never played it myself, but some people say they really like it. There was also... Oh, here we go. Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's the one that came out a couple of years ago, and that ran into a lot of problems. It was produced by EA, so that tells you pretty much everything you need to know about what happened with that game. The game itself looked pretty, but it was one of those situations where they tried to monetize the hell out of it, and it failed completely. Like, one of the big things that people were all about is that because the characters in that game, you could unlock them and then you can play as them. And one of the big things was Darth Vader, who, again, was touted as an unlockable character. The only way you could unlock him was put it in, like, a ridiculous amount of game time. I remember them saying it would take, if you worked it like a job, like 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, I think they were saying it would take like 2 months straight of playing the game just to be able to unlock Darth Vader. And again, that's 8 hours a day. That's a lot of game time. I think I'd be sick of a game if I had to play it that much. Oh, really? Just R&D materials out of that? Oh, that sucks. But yeah, that was pretty... the game that started the loot, because they put so much behind loot boxes. It was terrible. It was so ugly. I remember when that whole thing happened, because the game, when it came out, yeah, people actually boycotted the game and didn't buy it. And I think Disney even got involved, because obviously Disney owns the IP for Star Wars. And I'm pretty sure they had a little talk with EA, because after that, EA went back and they took out, they stripped out a lot of the pay to win stuff. They stripped a lot of it out. Eventually, it did come back, but just because you know how it is with some of these businesses, is that they don't really care too much about what people think. They just figure, oh well, let's just bend the knee right now, and a year from now we'll just re-implement everything. And that's pretty much what they did. Yeah, they stripped all that stuff away for a bit, and so people went and bought the game, and then of course a year later they very quietly started adding that stuff back in. So they were still able to sell the game by bowing to the pressure, but again, they slowly put that stuff back in. So it's like, come on. Why you want to do me like that? Say dab on haters and I drop 100. 100 what? 100 tacos? I'm not that hungry right now at all. In fact, yeah, I'm not hungry at all. I had a bowl of cereal this morning. I'm good. But Max, if you haven't already, you gotta go get signed up for the Fallout for the Fallout 4 giveaway. It ends tomorrow. Tomorrow, finally. I mean, it was only I only made it for like 3 weeks. It was actually, it was a little more than 3 weeks. It was like 3 weeks and a day, I think, is what I set it for. You know what I would rather have other than a donation? Subs. Seriously, just a sub. You don't even have to buy anything. 100 family members that died under my house? Well, I don't own a house, so I guess they're talking to you, Dre. Dre's the homeowner here. Dre, you've been burying bodies under your house, man? Well, heck, man, in 200 or 300 years where I live, it's going to be ocean anyway, so I don't think it'll matter even if I hid bodies under the porch. Seriously, I live like right on the coast, and and based on all the data that's out there, seriously, in like 200 years, where I am right now is going to be underwater. It's going to be part of the Gulf of Mexico. So, I guess that's good. Did it under the dog's bed? What? Somebody got a lot of Borg mad. Oh, get away from me! Oh, she's fighting. She's doing karate on them. That's cool. You can do that too if you're. Oh, well, let me see. She's engineer. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Well, she doesn't have a weapon attached. But yeah, like if you're a tactical officer in this game, you can do like jujitsu. It's actually kind of neat, and the cool thing about it is it's really effective. Like, I mean, the guns are nice, but especially like when you're fighting like the Borg, like these guys, because over time they adapt to your weapons, and you have to remodulate your weapon to get it to work again. But if you're using like physical attacks, then you can just keep beating the crap out of them. And it's pretty awesome. That's the cool thing about tacs. I'm not crazy about tactical officers or tactical captains, I guess, but of the tactical captains that I do have, I think at least one of them does nothing but like jujitsu and karate. They do this thing called lunge, where they literally run at somebody and then they just throw their leg up like a drop kick and just smack into them. It's hilarious. It's great. And then you can do all this other weird stuff, like you can do like these weird punches and roundhouse kicks. Do I like Skyrim? Skyrim is all right. I actually own Skyrim. I actually own all of the Elder Scrolls. I got one of those special edition boxes that you got a copy of all the Elder Scrolls games, and so yeah. I've played Skyrim a couple times, and it's kind of strange. It's when it comes to games like Skyrim, they're okay, but I've never really been into the whole high fantasy stuff, like with magical spells and swords and that kind of stuff. That's not really my thing. I mean, I'm not saying the game's bad. It's not. It's a good game. But like, if you think of it, like some people have called Fallout or Fallout 4 like the Skyrim of modern games where they have like guns and stuff. And I enjoy Fallout 4 really a huge amount. But as far as Skyrim, I'll play it for like an hour, but then I get tired of it. But I have played it, I think I've put like 10 hours into the game, but I just get bored of it. But I have it. It's there. Uh-oh. Give him the big boot. Yeah, you can. In fact, I'm got like one more thing I got to do here, and I'll go hop on I'm trying to remember which of my tacticals. I can't remember. Because again, you have to remember, I inherited this account, so there's still stuff in here that I'm still kind of like, eh. To Tomska video, but you big funny. Who's Tomska? What is Tomska? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, I don't know who a lot of streamers are. My streaming circle is actually quite small. Like the only people that I know that do streaming is like Turner, who's here. But he's having to take a forced break. iChan. Who else do I know that streams? Chopper. Choppa 200. He does a lot of Duel Links. Some dude linked you. Oh, that was cool of him. That was nice. I appreciate that. So yeah, I basically think it's again, my circle is like Turner, Chan, Choppa. Yeah, those are really the only people that I watch. Oh, Steve Freshy. I won't. Usually when he streams, it's like late at night for me. So I'll like drop in and say hello, but I don't generally stay. Let's see, what was I gonna do? Oh, that's right. I got some dilithium and some fleet marks. Well, I gotta add some of this stuff over here. And then I'm gonna switch to a tactical officer here. The only thing I don't like about tactical officers is they tend to get killed a lot because they don't have any inherent healing abilities. So it's a little weird for them. Whereas like engineers, they can generally keep their shields up or they have a lot of protection. And science officers can heal themselves like all the time. Do you like the FF series? What is the FF series? Ford Focus? Oh, Final Fantasy. You know, I actually got that. What is it? Final Fantasy 14? It's the online game. My friend was playing that for a time, and I got the game, and the intention was that I was gonna, we were gonna, because we played. My friend and I played WoW for a long time. In fact, I played WoW up until this last December, and then I got bored. I had to take a break. But both of us played WoW for a while, and then she started playing Final Fantasy, and she was like bugging me to go play Final Fantasy, and I was like, ugh. She's like, come on, play Final Fantasy. It's like, fine. So I got the game, and I played for a little bit, and I just couldn't get into it. And it sucked more because when I got it, it was, I think they still charge for that game. You have to actually buy the game, and then it's a subscription, like WoW. So I bought the game. I think I paid like $30 for the game, and then I had to pay for a month of service. So yeah, I dumped like $45 into this game, and I played it for like 2 hours, and then I was like, I'm not enjoying this. But Final Fantasy, I'm very aware of the series. I just, I can't. I've actually never played any other Final Fantasy game besides the online one. Okay, I think this person does all the ninja stuff. Let's see. I'd have to check. It's usually in their kits. Let's see. Ambush, optics, strike team, security escort, tactical initiative, firearm. Okay, what's going on here? Ah, she doesn't have anything. What's going on here? All she has is ambush. Huh. That's weird. Okay, maybe this wasn't the tactical officer I thought it was. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna try another one. A lot, and you don't want to count? We'll just name a couple. We played Pokemon yesterday. I don't know if you were here for that. Maybe you were. There were a few new people who joined us yesterday for Pokemon. Pokemon's okay. It's like learning a whole other card game, though. I have so many different card games in my head, it's insane. Maybe it's this one. I think this is it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's her. Doom, Halo, Jump Force. Never played Halo. Played Doom. I even played the original Doom, like way back in the day, on DOS. Original Doom was amazing. Yeah, I think it is this chick. Yeah, here she goes. Yeah, she does like roundhouse kicks and stuff. And I think she also has lunge. Yeah, there's lunge. Okay, here, I'll take her to the Borg, and I'll have her go and just beat the crap out of them for a little bit. But I did buy The I guess it's a remake, or not really, but like modern Doom, the one that came out a few years ago. That game's interesting. They have it was how can I say it? The game looks beautiful, but I just don't like the way they designed it. At least, I mean, they even said it themselves that they designed the game in a particular way that kind of forces you to be ultra aggressive. Like, it's not one of those games where you just kind of sit back and snipe things. And oddly enough, that's what I like to do. Like, if I ever, like, with Fallout 4, I always like having at least one sniper rifle. That's just my thing. That's just how I like playing. Oh, crap, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, damn it. Anyway. But yeah, they said that the whole idea of the game is they wanted to make it a little awkward for you to sit back and shoot because they want you to rush up to the enemies and just, like, literally, like, bash the crap out of them. And so whenever you bash them, it usually gives you additional rewards, or it gives you additional loot, or it gives you like a health pack. So you can just kind of keep going. And you're taking damage, but you're healing all the time if you keep doing that bash thing they want you to do. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that. So, Game Serious? A Game Serious? Zelda. I have the original Zelda. That's right, the one in the original gold cartridge. Still have it. It still works. Still a fun game. I guess we're taking the long way. Still have it. What was that one that came out on Switch? What is it, Breath of Wind? Is that the one? That game looks really fun. I'm just not crazy about the artwork. The artwork looks a little weird to me. But the game itself, I heard, is really fun. The original Zelda cartridge? Not really. It's not worth a ton of money. I mean, it's worth some money. But unfortunately, the one that I have, it was very well loved. I'll just say that. Because it's not the one that I had when I was a kid, because I never had Zelda as a kid. But yeah, I got it like 15 years ago at a resale shop, and it was the only copy they had. And it looks like it was well loved in the sense that the paint has rubbed off on a lot of places and everything. But since it was a resale shop that did a lot of old classic games, when they sold it to me, they opened it up, they cleaned it out, and they made sure all the connections were good. They stuck a new battery in it for me and everything. And they're like, yeah, we want to make sure it works for you for a while. I was like, sweet. I think I paid like $20 for it. Something like that. Took it home, played it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Original Zelda. Still love that game. Let's see, where was I going? Oh yeah, I was going to Defura. Where is it? I don't even remember where Defura is. Draenor. Defura, where are you? They usually... There it is. I was like, where is this? $20. It's a house in Detroit. But yeah, old school Zelda's pretty fun. Speaking of older games, Tecmo Super Bowl, the one that was on Nintendo, the 8-bit version, the old NES, that game was great. I think at one point I was even gonna do like a series, like I was gonna go through the whole NFL season. But what kind of ruined it for me is that it took me so long to get it all set up to where I could stream it and record it and stuff, that by the time I got all the basic, electronics and stuff that I needed to do that, I was so burned out. I was like, okay, do I even really want to do this now? Which kind of sucked. I think I did like one video on Tecmo Super Bowl. It was alright though, it was fun. I also have the Super NES. And which games do I have on the Super NES? I've got Super Mario, what is it? Super Mario something? Super Mario World? Super Mario Land? One of those. I also have Donkey Kong Country. That was one of the more popular games. I've got a few other games. They're all over on one of my bookshelves. How far from defer are we? Okay, good. We're not that far. We're going warp 10.56. But the cool thing is, legally here in the US, if you actually own the physical game, you can legally play ROMs, which is nice. Like meaning basically like, because I don't really like playing ROMs because a lot of them tend to be kind of buggy, and I don't like putting in like an hour or two into a game and then the ROM bugging out and then you lose all your progress. That's why I'm always a little about those ROMs. But technically you can, or legally I should say, if you own the physical game, like an old game like the original Legend of Zelda, you can download the ROM and an NES emulator and play it, and it's perfectly legal. So I don't know how they do it over in England or in the EU, but here in the US, it's actually been ruled that if you own the physical game, you can download the ROM and play it, and it's legal, which is good. Because like if you have like an old school NES and it breaks on you, but you still have your games. I mean, even like you can buy like an NES clone, basically like a clone machine. It operates exactly like an old school NES. It's just new. And not made by Nintendo usually. You can get them for like $35 or $40. They're not that expensive. And the good thing about some of those newer ones is they do HDMI, which is nice, because of course all the old school Nintendos, they only do coaxial cable or RCA jacks, which can be a pain in the butt. Let's see. Do you have any missions for me? Oh, yeah. Alright, let's go kick some people in the face. I mean, I have a gun, so I can use my gun if I need to. What else do I have? Oh, I have my sword. Yes! We're gonna use a sword. English, you mean Britain? Well, yeah, I mean England, Britain. It's the same place, really. Unless you're, like, from Wales or something. Or... Yeah, taste this. Roundhouse kick. Look at Dre. Dre, join our Discord. We're giving away a game. What game are we giving away, Dre? Roundhouse kick. Yeah, eat this kick, buddy. Fist to the face. See how effective that is? That's nuts. It's kind of crazy how effective that is. Let me see, can I lunge? Here we go, lunge! Roundhouse kick to the face. Opa! Look at Jesus Christ. See, just like I was telling you, man, it's she's got a sword, she's got a gun, she can do like ninjutsu karate stuff, she can lunge, she can throw grenades, and it's just Max says he doesn't have Discord. PlayStation 5? Oh, but Max, Dre's actually not wrong. It's not exclusively in Discord, but right now I have a giveaway going for Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition for PC. And it actually ends tomorrow. So if you're not signed up, get signed up. Oops, didn't want to do that. Ooh, look, tactical drone. Attack! Roundhouse kick, buddy. Can't deal with that. God, that roundhouse kick is amazing. That thing hits hard. That got critical strike. 433. 433 is a lot. It's a lot. And I love that the roundhouse kicks hit multiple targets. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's great. The only thing that's missing is I wish it would say like "pow" or "kapow" or "boom" or something like that. Just make it kind of Batman-ish. Man, this is actually kind of impressive. I think everybody feels that way, Max. Nobody, most people that I know do not like 76. New Vegas, I hear is good. I've never played it myself. Fallout 3, I hear is good. Fallout 4 is great. I love that game. I still play it to this day. But Fallout 76, yeah, I was gonna get that game, but then a couple weeks before it came out, all the news of its problems started coming out. So yeah, dodged a bullet on that. That's still not... My whole thing about Fallout 76 is if somebody gives it to me, I'll play it, but I will not buy that game. Never, and again, unless the game is like $5, if they ever put it on sale for like $5, then yeah, fine. I'll do the $5 and, you know, we'll play and see how it goes. But thankfully, lately, I've not heard of any big bugs. For a while, it felt like every month there was a new bug, that almost like a game-breaking bug. Like there was that one bug that was huge where somebody could go and basically stand next to you, force open your inventory, and then with like a button push take all of your stuff and then leave. And not only could they take all your inventory, but they could take all the gear you were wearing too. And they could just take it, and they could, not only that, they could do it from like a distance. Like say this Borg. Imagine that Borg is your Fallout 76 character. They could be like over here, and they would just do a couple of things, and it wasn't even like a hack or anything. It was just in the game. Somebody just figured out how to do it, and they could take all of your stuff, even the gear you're wearing, your armor, your weapons, your caps, everything. Yeah, it's a decent community, but yeah, there's just too many things wrong with that game. I'm just so worried about it. I feel like every time there's a patch, and even then they don't do patches the same way. Who are we robbing today? Gotta ask Dre that. But every time there's a patch I noticed for Fallout 76, it's not even like a real patch. It's them just telling you to reinstall the game. Seriously, like, the game itself, when it first came out, was something like 56 gigabytes. And then when they released the first patch, it was another 56 gigabytes. And then this last patch, you guessed it, it was 58 gigabytes. So yeah, they're not even really patching the game properly. They're just kind of like, well, just re-download it. Re-download the whole thing. And for some people, you know, who maybe their internet isn't that great, like maybe they don't have really good options, you know, when you ask them to download 60 gigabytes all the time, that's a lot of data, man. What is it with you in Detroit? That's where Dre lives. Dre's from Detroit. Yeah, and we always... He makes jokes about it, I make jokes about it, it's just, yeah, it's all in good fun. Because we joke about how violent it is, which is hilarious and sad at the same time. It's like one of those things where it's like, it's so sad, all you can really do is just kind of laugh at it, because it's like, what are you going to do? And he was trying to convince me. He's like, yeah, dude, but because I kind of want to buy a house. And he's like, yeah, man, just come to Detroit. We have houses for like $20, which is actually kind of true. Because a lot of the properties around Detroit were just abandoned. And so they're just kind of there. Seriously, there are literally houses all over that have no owner. And so I don't know exactly how they did. I don't know if the city took possession of them or what. But I remember reading a story years ago where you could go there and you could literally buy a house for $500, which is obviously ridiculous. It's ridiculously cheap. But of course, the bad thing is, well, there's a lot of bad things. Is one, it's a $500 house, so you get what you pay for in a lot of cases. The houses are usually run down. They're, messed up. You've got to put a lot of work into them. The windows are broken out and the doors are off their hinges, that sort of thing. But it's a house. So you get the land, you get the house. And if you can fix it up, that's great. But you also have to remember you're in Detroit, and Detroit is notorious for being a very violent and crime-ridden city, which sucks. So yeah, you pay $500 and you get a house, but... And the joke I made to Dre was, yeah, if I get a house over there, sure, it's only $500, but I'll get robbed every month. It's like, what's the point of getting the $500 house, getting all my stuff over there, and then I come home one day from like the grocery store or something, and all my stuff is gone. And he's like, oh, you get insurance. Well, yeah, but still, insurance is only going to do so much. And then once you get robbed for like the 8th time, they're like, okay, no, we're not going to insure you anymore. Which is, I mean, that's actually how it is, man. It will come to a point where they will not insure you anymore. Because they're just losing money. Alright, sword play. Oh, he died. But, like in my area... Crime isn't that bad. I mean, obviously, every place has crime. But the reason there are reasons why I do and do not want to stay in my area. I do because there are some actually really nice houses here that they need a little work, but they're pretty cheap when you compare them to other house prices around the nation. But the bad thing is that I live in a very warm part of the country. It's very warm here. Like right now, how warm is it outside right now? It's like 90 something outside. Let me see. 93 Fahrenheit outside right now, which is what, 35 Celsius? Something like that. 35, 34 Celsius. It's really warm, and it's like this all the time. Even in winter, it's like this past winter we had, it wasn't even really winter. I think the coldest daytime high we had during our winter this past year was like 15 degrees. 15 Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Which in Fahrenheit is like, what, 60 something? Maybe a little less? How am I surviving? Well, we're used to it. That's the thing, man. It's South Texas. It's always this warm. It's not a question of how do you survive. It's like, well, everybody has AC. And you just hope that the AC doesn't go out. Because if it does, well, it's going to suck for a little while. Because at this time of year, all the AC... And we have a lot of AC companies down here, which makes sense. But the good thing about it is that most AC companies down here, they run 24 hours. So, like, if it's like, 11 o'clock at night and your AC just dies on you, you can call somebody and they can be at your place in like an hour. The only thing is you pay for that convenience. Yeah, like if you wait like a couple of days for them to eventually get around to you, it's less expensive, but we're talking about waiting a couple of days in the Texas summer, and good luck with that. Yeah. And for me, where I am right now, it would be especially bad if my AC went out, because I can't open my windows. My windows are literally sealed shut. I found that out when we had a hurricane about 3 years ago, when I came home, because I left for a little bit, and then I came home, and of course power was out for several days. And I was like, well, let me crack open some windows, get a breeze coming through here, we'll be okay. And then I went to go open my windows, and I was like, my windows don't open. And I was like, this is gonna suck. And it did. It sucked pretty bad. Dre should start an AC company in Texas. You'd actually do really well. I mean, if you actually know what you're doing, yeah, you'll do pretty well down here. Again, it's really hot all the time. and you're going to be put in some very uncomfortable positions, meaning that if it's really hot, obviously, you know, you're going to be sweating your balls off, but hey, it pays well. You know, you can ask for good money. Yeah, we actually have quite a few people that are from Britain or Europe. Like Moni's in Europe. Dan, who's not here today, he's actually from Wales. And who else was there? Oh, Rancid. Rancid, I think, is also from Wales, isn't he? Yeah, I think he's also from Wales. So yeah, we have quite a few people that are from Europe, and we even have Comrade, who is not here because he's mad at me. He's from Lebanon, which I jokingly call Peloton. Die, you stupid thing! So yeah, I actually have quite a few people from overseas who come and visit. Why is he mad at you? Well, I don't think he's really mad at me. I'm just kind of playing it as a joke right now. Because I put a meme in Discord earlier, and I put in there "meanwhile" in Peloton, but it was obviously not from Lebanon. It was making fun of, oh gosh, it was making fun of Egypt. And he writes back, he's like, "That's Egypt, you fool." And I'm like, Egypt, Lebanon, what's the difference? Just to kind of play around, you know. I was making fun of myself really, more than him. Because that's like a stereotype of Americans, is that we don't understand the differences between countries in Europe and in Asia. But, I that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's really angry. He's just, you know, he's just... Let me, hold on. Is he there? Is he online? I don't see him. I want to tag him real quick. Comrade, we're talking about you in the stream. Do I like my president? No. No, we do not. Nobody here likes the president anymore. Even people who were hardcore supporters of him 4 years ago, even they are like, okay, this is stupid. Nobody likes him. Okay, to be fair, there's like a small group of people that are just die-hard supporters of him. You know how that is. It's like, pick the worst person in the world, and for some reason, they will always have somebody supporting them. It's almost kind of like Hitler. Hitler was arguably one of the worst people in world history, yet people still look up to him. Same thing with Pol Pot. One of the worst people in history, people look up to him. Stalin, people look up to him. It's like, come on, man. He did say drink like BR? What? What's drink like BR? I don't know. Blotch, and he said he... What? I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're saying something about him drinking, he actually doesn't drink. He doesn't drink at all. That's about the only thing me and my president have in... You don't know how to spell it? Botch? Is that what you mean, botch? He did say drink like... Broch? Broach? What? Oh, to drink bleach. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Mooney. He didn't really say it, but how can I put it? I think even when he said what he said, referring to that, I kind of knew what he meant. I think, okay, let me put it this way. Most smarter people knew what he meant. Like, we knew that he didn't really mean actually drink bleach. Most of us smarter people understood that, but there is danger in what he said. What he was talking about was a procedure where they use a certain kind of chemical and they literally inject it into your body. And in some cases, it actually can help. But people took what he said, and it did sound bad when he said it, because he doesn't articulate very well at all. He's terrible at that. He's absolutely terrible about articulating his ideas and putting them into sentences. He's horrible at that. And so the way he said it made it seem as if he were telling people, well, go and inject bleach into yourself, and that is supposed to get rid of the disease. So yeah, that's again, most smart people understood what he meant, even though he wasn't being clear. But here's the big deal, and here's the reason why it got such negative attention, and rightfully so, I think, because a lot of his supporters tend to not be very intelligent. I don't want to really insult them in that way, but yeah, they're just not very well educated. They're not very intelligent. In fact, I don't think it's even insulting to say that science scares some of them. So, yeah, the reason, okay, God, it's so hard to explain what this is so ridiculous. Again, you think about it and you just think, well, you shouldn't have to tell an average person not to drink bleach, right? Right? Like, to me and you and all of us here, we know drinking bleach is bad. So obviously, if the president says drink bleach, you just kind of look at him like, what? But here's the reason why people were giving him crap. He was also recommending a drug called hydrochloroquine, which for a little while he was touting as like this miracle cure for COVID. And he kept telling people, yeah, this is going to be it. This is it. We're just going to buy a bunch of hydrochloroquine and we're all going to be fine. That was essentially what he was saying over and over and over again. And there are a group of people in the world that if you hear something said over and over and over again, even if it's completely false, if you hear it again and again and again, especially from somebody like your president, or your prime minister, wherever you may be, some people will begin to take that as fact. And that's what some people did. And so what happened with that is a couple of people in, I think it was Phoenix, Arizona, they found some fish cleaner, like an aquarium, like fish aquarium cleaner, that actually had hydrochloroquine in it, and they ate it, thinking that it was the same thing as the hydrochloroquine you would get from a pharmacy. And it was an older couple. The husband died, and last I knew, the wife was in critical condition. This was like months ago. I don't even remember hearing if she died or not. Let me check. Arizona fish tank cleaner death. Oh, here we go. The couple. Let me see if it has any updates. Yeah, it doesn't have any updates. I don't know what happened to the woman. The man died. Her husband died. Because, again, it's some fish tank cleaner that actually had chloroquine phosphate in it, which is very similar, but again, it's not the same thing. Because of the way the chemical is built, it will react differently with you. It's not like the stuff you get from the pharmacy. Again, you know that, I know that. Most level-headed people will understand that, but again, you have to remember, in any society, there is a certain number of really stupid people. And that's why it's dangerous when a president says stuff like that. And he was pushing this drug so much that you knew it was only a matter of time before people, A, got a hold of the actual drug and took it when they didn't need it, or did something like this with this fish cleaner stuff. And that's what happened. The man died. The woman, again, last it says there, she was in critical condition. There's no follow-up. So I don't know what happened to her. But yeah, the guy died. So that in itself is why it was dangerous for him to make the bleach comment. Because, again, you have to go by this whole idea of, well, there are some really stupid people. And that was the big fear, is, again, you and I both know not to drink bleach, but Cletus is out there. Oh, I'm gonna drink bleach. I'll be fine. And that's you know, I'm pretty certain. In fact, I remember now. Right after that whole thing came out, like it was live and everything when he did this. It was like a press conference, and it was streamed live all over the U.S. And that night and into the following days afterwards, there were record numbers of people calling poison control centers and asking, is it safe to drink bleach? Because they literally didn't know. And of course the poison control people were like, hey, yeah, don't drink that. Do not inject bleach. Please don't do that. And of course they have to ask, has anybody actually ingested bleach? And of course the people were like, oh, no, of course not. So yeah, they had a lot of people calling poison control, asking. It's again, there's a certain portion of your population that is stupid. Gotta protect against that. And I think that in itself, because of the things that he says, that's part of the reason why Americans are acting the way they are. Like, no joke. Just yesterday, I don't know if you all heard this, I thought it might have been world news. Because he said this, no kidding, yesterday in his press conference, he actually finally said, no joke, 5 months later, he finally said every person should be wearing a mask. When he said that, I was like, holy shit, he said it! Oh my god, what happened? I sincerely thought somebody must have gotten to him. Because for months, he's been like, I don't care about masks. And he would not endorse people wearing masks. He just wouldn't do it. And so because he wouldn't do it, and he wouldn't wear a mask himself, he even said, he's like, I'm not going to wear a mask. Because of him, our governor here in Texas decided not to mandate masks. The governor in Florida decided not to mandate masks. The governor in Georgia did the same thing, and a few other states who wanted to kiss his butt decided to follow what he said, and so they wouldn't mandate masks. But yesterday, he finally said it, and it was like a miracle. It was like, wow. He's actually sounding reasonable now. Yeah, that's the thing. Is I think I don't know what really happened. I really don't understand why at this moment suddenly he decided, okay, maybe it's a good idea that we wear masks. It's like, come on, man. And the reason why it was such a hard thing is because the biggest reason why we are having the outbreaks that we're having now is because people would not self-quarantine. People would absolutely refuse to wear masks anywhere they went. Be it to the grocery store, to parties where we weren't really supposed to be having parties, you know, unless you're quarantining with those people already, then that's fine because you're always with them anyway. But yeah, there are videos, I'm sure you may have seen them, they've probably crossed the pond, videos of Americans trying to go into stores and they're like, I'm not wearing a mask, screw that, you're infringing on my freedoms. Freaking out. There are people who, in fact, in France, it happened in France, amazingly. In France, a bus driver stopped 2 people from getting on his bus because they weren't wearing masks. He's like, I'm sorry, you have to wear a mask. And those 2 people, they killed the bus driver. That was in France. Here in the United States, I don't think anybody's been killed over it, but there have been a lot of people who have been assaulted. People have been hit, punched, spat at, things thrown at them. And that whole thing is, you're infringing on my freedoms. It's a liberal scam. And that's why it was so important, because those few people that have been caught doing that, a lot of them have been Trump supporters. And their whole thing is, oh, well, the president is saying that I don't have to, that he's not going to wear a mask, so I'm not going to wear a mask either. And so again, if you get someone like him to actually do what is right and tell them wear a mask, Now those people aren't saying a damn thing. Now they're like, oh, I guess I'm going to wear a mask now. That's the Moni, you got a point there. People need to be alive in order to vote for him. And the people, again, the people who are not wearing masks, a lot of them are Republican, and a lot of them are Trump supporters. I'm not saying that liberals haven't been doing. There are a few liberals out there that I've seen or heard about that just will not wear a mask, and they're dumbasses too. But yeah, that's the big thing is, well, you can't win the election if all your voters are dead. So maybe wear the mask. So now he's like, yeah, wear the mask. And it was miracle-like. Somebody asked him, well, what about you, sir? We noticed here today that you're not wearing a mask. And he's like, well, I'm not wearing the mask right now because we're doing the press conference, and I know all of you are good because all of you have been checked out. And then somebody asked him, well, do you actually have your mask? And he's like, yes, I do. And he actually pulled it out of his pocket, and he showed it, and he had it. And I was like, thank you. How hard was this, man? How hard was it to just say, yes, please, everybody wear your mask. I'm wearing my mask. How hard was that? Why couldn't he say this months ago? Ugh. Yesterday, this old white lady killed 2 Detroit police because she ran out of unemployment money? What in the... Are you kidding? I'm gonna look that up. Well, I'm seeing something about... Hold on. Well, the story I'm seeing over and over again is there was a woman... Let me see what this says. Detroit woman charged in $2 million unemployment fraud scheme. Brandy Hawkins worked for Unemployment Insurance Agency. Detroit woman has been charged for her alleged role in multi-million-dollar unemployment insurance fraud scheme, according to officials. Yeah, I'm seeing that stories all over the place. In April 2020, she's accused of using her access to fraudulently release payment on hundreds of fraudulent claims. Wow. So about $2 million. Oh, okay. So this is a different woman. Let me see. Let me do another search here. When was this? Was it just yesterday or? Because I hate to say it, but there's a lot of shootings in Detroit. So it's hard to get through them all. That's horrible. Because there's one on July 10th, there's one on July 2nd, there's one on July 1st, on the 4th. So just yesterday on Facebook Live. Okay. That's insane. I kind of see what she was probably thinking there. But still, I mean, why are you going to kill some cops? I've heard of people doing crazy stuff so they could purposely get put in jail for certain reasons. Like, there was a man a couple of years ago who got really sick. I think he had cancer or something. And he had no health insurance. And since he didn't have money to pay for it, they were just like saying, sorry, you're going to die. And so he purposely went into a bank, held it up, robbed them, and said, okay, please call the police. And he sat there and waited for the police to come and get him. And he didn't put up a fight or anything. He says, yes, I did it. Here I am, sir. Please take me to jail. And he told them straight out. And they're like, well, why did you rob? What's going on? Why did you rob this place? And he told them, he says, I need to go to prison so that I can get health care. And they're like, what are you talking about? And he told the police and he told the judge about how he has cancer and he has no health insurance. And so nobody was going to help him. But if he is a prisoner in the prison system, he gets automatic health insurance. They take care of him. He gets health care. And so that's why he did it. And it worked. he got put in jail for like 3 years. He got like a 3-year sentence or something like that, and they treated his cancer. And he's like, well, it's either this or death. So let me see. Dre says she got on the roof and the police got on top with her and threw her off the roof. Oh my gosh. That sounds insane. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here about it. Yeah, there's nothing here. I'm looking at all the various. Let me see. Fox 2 shot. Millions. No, I'm not seeing it. I mean, you think something that insane would have a news article? It just, yeah. Let me see. 2020. Let me just lock in just stuff that's happened this month. Oh, wait, what's the 7/10/20? What's this? Footage shows Detroit officers fatally shooting 20-year-old Hakeem Littleton. That's a different one. Let's see, man shot while sitting in car. Man shot while buying cereal. I don't know why they mentioned that. Some of these are really, I mean, I'm not laughing at their misfortune of being shot, but it's like, why are you going to include that he was buying cereal? Does it matter? Man shot while buying a soda. He was just shot, okay? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Do you have like a, what was the name of the news organization that was covering it? Do you have that? Let me just put Detroit News. Maybe I'll get Detroit News. Oh, here, well, actually, yeah, DetroitNews.com. Let's take a look here. Misconduct charge, no. Lions, no. There's a lot of tears, no. Whitmer calls for federal, no. Detroit man faces 10 counts of slain. Former, no. Let's try this, no. Yeah, I don't see anything here on DetroitNews.com. Yeah, I see nothing. I like how they have a link here, because you know how like on these news websites it'll say like news, sports, business, autos, different types of news. I clicked on crime. It said, "Are you sure?" But still, I mean, even if Detroit News wasn't there, I mean, there's a police blog that should show. Let me see, Detroit Police blog, Detroit Police blotter. Here we go. Spotcrime.com. Let me see what that says here. Oh, here we go. July. Oh, wow, this is awesome. This gives a list of all crime reported to police on a daily basis. And it has July 21st right here. Was it yesterday? Let's see, we've got muggings, shootings, vandalisms, burglary. Yeah, wow, this has everything. This is kind of useful. Yeah, here, I'm going to share this with you. Check this out. Yeah, this is what I'm able to come up with. It's spot crime. I guess these are all the crimes that people just kind of report to the police. You might be on that. Dre Dollars arrested. Yeah, it doesn't really give. Well, let me see. Does it give? Let me see. Arrest, other assault. Let me click on one of these. Oh, here we go. Assault at 1500 block of Kato Road. Okay, wow, it does actually give some good information here. Assault and battery, simple assault, neighborhood East English Village. Has a report number, disclaimers, view on Google Maps, recent crime news. And then it has areas most wanted. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. I guess, yeah, that's kind of weird though. But you would think a big news item like that would end up in the paper or something. It is a bit odd. Most crime we have around here is like car burglaries, people breaking into cars and stuff. That's like the biggest thing in this area is people just break into cars a lot. And they always do it at night, of course, so a lot of those people don't get caught, so they do it over and over again. I've actually walked up on somebody who I'm pretty sure was breaking into a car, and since they saw me, they just kind of like, oh, and they just left. It was here in my apartments too, because I tend to be a night owl at some points. Like, ask anybody that's in the Discord. They'll tell you that sometimes I'll be up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and sometimes I'll go and like take my trash out or go check my mail or something. And it was a couple of years ago, but one time I was taking my trash out, took the trash out. I was coming back around to my apartment, and sometimes I'll walk out to the driveways because there's this cat. Seriously, I go looking for this cat. There's this cat out there who's a really sweet cat, big dude, big cat, actual physical cat. And sometimes you can see him sleeping on the cars, and I'll go up to him, and he'll just sit there, and he'll let me pet him and stuff. He's a real nice cat. And so I go out there to look on top of the cars to see if he's out there, and sure enough, I see some guy screwing with a car, looking like he's trying to jimmy the lock. And I look over at him, and I guess he didn't see me at first, but then I kind of rubbed my sneaker against the gravel to make noise. And he looked up, and he was just like, he didn't say anything. He just kind of looked at me, and I just looked at him. And then he just kind of walked off. And at first I was like, is he trying to break into that car? And I'm like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to follow him just in case he's got like a blade or something on him. But yeah, I think I kind of stopped a crime there. I didn't even really think of it until now. I was like, oh, I guess maybe he was trying to break in the car. Let's see, 90. I need 18. Let's see. There we go. This one will work. But yeah, that's the big thing here. We have lots of car break-ins, some drug stuff, not a ton. Surprisingly, not a ton of drug stuff. It's saving the city. Yeah, let me go grab my Batman outfit.
That's right, lady. I run around the city in a rubber suit, sweating like the dickens. It's okay. It really seals in the flavor.
Drugs and stabbings. There aren't too many people that get mugged here. Stabbings, I've heard of a few. I mean, like, every city has a few. But I wouldn't say it's like a massive problem. But yeah, there are drugs. People get arrested for drugs around here. Usually it's like pot or meth. No one drug is like a big, huge problem here. I mean, every city has their drug problems, but there isn't one particular drug that's like just destroying the city at this point. Detroit people need to move to Texas. I don't know, man. Texas is getting a little weird lately. It's been happening for like the last... Hey, I got timed out. No, don't log me out. Anyway. We've been getting a lot of people from California for like the last 20 years. In fact, when I moved to Austin years and years ago, when I was there, it was still a pretty big city, but it wasn't like ridiculously huge. So it was nice. But then by like 2008, 2009, like right toward the end of my stay in Austin, a lot of people from California had started coming over, and they were the biggest reason why rent in that city got to be so expensive. Like when I moved there, and I moved in with my girlfriend, the woman who eventually became my wife. When we moved in together, our rent was like $590. It was not expensive, all things considered, because both of us worked. It was just a little one-bedroom place. It wasn't, ultra expensive or anything, but it was affordable. But then by the time we left, or actually I left, because we split up. By the time I left, our rent was approaching like $1,000 a month. It was a nicer place we were living in at the time, but it just goes to show you how much the rent increased over just a few years. And even now, my brother still lives there. And what is going on? Why am I not connecting? I think their server died. But my brother still lives there. He lives in South Austin, and he likes to stay in one particular part of the city, but he wants to be close to his daughter, which is understandable. And he pays $1,700 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, that just, that is so expensive. And I think to myself, it's like, if you're going to be paying $1,700 a month, just buy a house, man. Just buy a house. There we go. Now we're connecting. But yeah, he has an apartment, $1,700 a month. I'm like, geez. And the only reason I know that is I remember I was talking to my mom, and they were talking about his business, because together they both own shares in his catering / chef business that he runs. And so she sees all the financial statements. She does all the financial stuff. And so she gets all of his bills too. And she was like, yeah, he pays $70 a month. I was like, Jesus, man. It's like, I'm never moving back to Austin then. I love Austin. I think it's a great city. It's fun. But damn, that's expensive, man. And he doesn't even live. I mean, like the part of Austin he lives in, it's not a bad part of town or anything. It's okay. It's fine. But like when I lived there, I lived by Lake Travis, which is kind of the ritzy part of Austin. So I can only imagine what the rent is like over there now. If I was paying close to $1,000 when I left, I imagine rent where I used to live now is probably like $2,500 for the same place. But yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. If he wanted to, in fact, I was thinking about it. If he wanted to, based on how much money he makes with his business, because he makes good money. If he decided to buy a house here in Corpus Christi, where I am, he'd be able to do it easily. Because houses here aren't ridiculously expensive like they are in Austin. Like in Austin, or let me put it to you this way. You could buy a house here in my city for like $120,000. And it's a nice house. It's a nice house in a good neighborhood. You take that house and you stick it in Austin in a comparable neighborhood, it's like twice as expensive at least. Move to Steve Austin. Steve Austin's from Victoria. He lives in Victoria. Well, he doesn't actually live in Victoria. He lives like right outside Victoria. He actually lives in a really nice area. And I don't mean nice as in like ritzy. I mean nice as in it's kind of, there's not a lot out there. It's like you have Victoria, which is not a huge city to begin with. It's a smaller city. It's even smaller than Corpus. So it's a smaller city. And Victoria is even smaller. And he lives on the outskirts of that. So he lives kind of like in a farm, ranch type community, which is nice. I wouldn't mind living out there. It's still, the only thing I don't like about Victoria is it's still kind of south in Texas. It's not too far from here. It's like 90 miles from where I am. Have you ever thought of Dude, I've revealed my face hundreds of times at this point. Yeah, there is no revealing of the face anymore. It's happened. It's yeah. I just don't feel like turning my camera on today because it's hot. And if I turn my camera on, I have to turn my studio lights on, and the studio lights get very warm. So the last thing I want to do is mix a warm day with hot studio lights. That makes for very uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for a while I did it every day. But again, it got to the point where some days I just didn't want to use the camera. And then other days, like today, it's really warm, and so it's uncomfortable being under the hot lights. So yeah. But then I kind of got away from it. I actually did it a couple weeks ago for a couple of days in a row, and then I was like, ah, screw this. It's too hot. It's just so uncomfortable. Imagine trying to do a stream from inside a sauna. That's kind of what it feels like. See, I have pass tokens, right? Okay. Let's pass that one. We'll do this one. Okay. Donald Trump mixed with Tupac. I don't understand how that works. I don't look anything like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is white, dude. I'm not white. I'm like green. Actually, I am getting a tiny bit of a tan again because, again, it's summer and the sun has been blazing, and of course I have to walk to the grocery store. So yeah, I've got a tiny bit of a tan now, and thankfully, I tan fairly well. I don't burn very much, so it looks fine. Oh, why am I yawning? What are we doing? Oh yeah, let's redoing these guys. This reverse engineer alien technology. Ugh. You can't sphinc a video. They're pretty much most of the time when I use my cam, it was on live streams. There are a couple of regular videos where I've used the camera, but they're all older. They're like much older. Like the last time I did like a regular video and not a stream with the camera, it was probably a couple of years ago. Yeah, I think it was a couple of years ago. And I think one of the last ones I did was when I got a what was it was I think it was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Advent calendar for 2018. So it must have been in like January of 2019. So about a year and a half ago probably. And at the time my camera wasn't great, so the video quality is kind of eh. I have a much better camera now, but I don't use it. Well, I use it, but I don't use it for streaming as much. I use it mostly for doing like pack openings and stuff. In fact, gosh, I keep forgetting. I've got those 2 Magic the Gathering videos I need to upload. I keep forgetting about those. I guess maybe because I know nobody's going to watch them. Seriously, on all the Magic the Gathering openings, I think maybe one got like 100 views, I think, and it's years old at this point. So, yeah. Some of the Yu-Gi-Oh ones, they get some decent views. But it's weird though because they don't. Oh, come on. What is going on, man? Why do I keep getting DC'd? My connection's fine. I'm still streaming. Why do you keep DCing me, dang it? Yeah, there are literally hundreds of videos in there, dude. You'll be looking for a while. There are a lot of live streams in there. A lot of videos, lots of live streams. I think my total uploads right now is like 720. The first Slim Word show? Okay, yeah. That could be it. That was just from what was it, a couple weeks ago? And I haven't done another Slim Word show since then. Well, I've done like 2, and then it was like, eh. Come on, Star Trek, just let me log on, please. These dice are huge. Yeah, I don't think Star Trek is gonna let me play. It keeps DCing me. I think there's some server issues going on there. Because, interestingly enough, my upstream is fine today. It's not messing up. Well, I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably end this show, and I'll probably upload those 2 Magic the Gathering videos. Because I did one for Ikoria. I recorded it, what, 3 weeks ago now? And then I have one for Core 2020, which I recorded just a few days ago. I just haven't uploaded them. So actually, well, yeah, I still got to render them and I got to upload them, but the video is there. I guess I'll do that since Star Trek's not going to let me play today. But keep an eye out for those videos. I'll actually work on them right now. Until then, be nice to each other. Go play Duel Links. Get signed up for the Fallout 4 giveaway. And